Hello, uh, hello. Welcome back in our AI focused journey, Techno Thinkers. In today's module, we are diving into the trending word generative AI, also known as GenAI. Before that, if you didn't watch our previous video, module 1 intro to prompt engineering, please go and check the video. I'll mention the link in description. Further, we will taking a closer step to generative AI and its model and how they works with a special focus on GPT 3.5 and you also known as ChatGPT. So in today's video, our agenda is to discuss these various points. Uh, First, we will introduce GenAI. What is GenAI and the traditional ML to GenAI uh, steps, and you will understand how far we came in AI field. Third is the overview of generative AI models, and then example of generative AI is a GPT 3.5, and the fifth one is the input output mapping and how it works in prompt engineering and how context matters. So before going to the deep, let's imagine if computer could create things like art, music, or even stories all on their own. So, well, that's where generative AI comes in. It's like giving a computer a super creative brain. So, with generative AI, we can teach computers to think creatively and come up with new ideas that human might never thought of, right? So, it's like having a digital artist or a genius inventor in your computer. So, there are some incredible things which generative AI can create or discover how it's changed the way we use technology previously. So, traditional ML to generative AI. So, what does it mean? So, the journey of artificial intelligence is very interesting. So, from old school rule book to mind blowing creative machines, initially we code everything to get a desired output. So, let's take a look at how we moved from traditional ML or machine learning to cutting edge world of generative AI. So initially we use traditional ML. So what does it mean? So picture this like giving your computer a set of instruction. So back in the day, we did manual code rules for a computer. So like teacher. So take an example of teachers. If teachers say if this then that, then we follow the same rule. So this is how we use uh, traditional ML in back of the days. The next is machine learning advances. So there things got interesting. We introduced something called neural networks. So think of them like brain inspired computer systems. These networks learn from lot of example and spotted patterns followed by themselves. So it's like computer suddenly got smart glasses or could see things that even we wouldn't. Then third is things comes in picture is deep learning. So imagine the computer have special tools for special jobs. So first is the CNN. So CNN becomes superheroes of image stuffs. So they looked at picture and say, hey, that's a cat or that's a dog, right? Then there is a RNN, right? That got a good understanding in stuff like orders. Order means keep predicting what word comes next in a sentence. So it's like a computer turned into a language teacher or it's a language detective, right? So then finally we got generative AI. So this where AI goes all Picasso on us. What does it mean? So like there is no more following rules or just spotting patterns. So generative AI is super creative. So imagine your computer doodling like an artist or composing music like a AR Rahman or writing story like even Sashi Tharoor would bow it. So Gen AI create stuff that's seriously mind blowing. So let me give you an example how these things works. So let me give you example here, just like how they figure out if something is a cat. So just see this video. So here the picture of cat goes into the neural net, and neural net tell us that this is cat, this is dog, right? So uh, by looking at the video, you can see there is neural network, right? It's glowing, the node glowing when information travel through a particular node, right? So let's discuss how that model training happens, right? So for this example, the model study lot of cat and dog pictures to learn their special features like pointy hairs or waggy tails. So just like a detective notice clues, the computer looks for the thing like ear shape or furry type to make a guess. When we show a new picture, right? So the computer compares it to its clue, which the computer defined previously. So like if it see pointy hairs and cat-like fur, it says, yeah, this is cat. So so the computer practice with more pictures and become a super detective over time, and it will tell you, okay, this is cat, this is dog, right? So so you might see a changing net with a node moving around. It's like a computer brain works, right? So so now take a look at generative AI. So generative AI overview. So generative AI model possesses an incredible ability. So they can create entire new content. It's not a textual data. It also create images. It also create audios, right? By inspired by the patterns on which they trained on, right? So think of them a virtual artist. So who study a vast canvas of data and are now ready to paint a masterpiece, right? So what is key points, key aspects? So basically learning from data. So generative model trained on vast data and absorbing patterns and uh, provide us a desired output. Then generating originality. So these models basically can create new content, something indistinguishable from the human side. So they are more creative than us. Then there is a virtual creative. So generative models are like an artist, as I explained earlier, that can paint, compose, or write based on what they have learned. And there is a use case for the particular thing. So imagine a poet machine, AI in industry, author in codes, right? I can just ask it about code for Python, right? So it will give me the code for Python also. So here an example of generative AI is ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is made by OpenAI, and it can do all sorts of things. So as you also known, it also known as ChatGPT. So we can ask things and it will provide you in a contextual manner. So ChatGPT 3 is a big step toward making machine talk and work with us like a colleague or like a friend, right? So it trained on vast data sets, natural interaction, and flexible creativity. We can also set the creativity of ChatGPT 3.5 like low creative, balanced, or very creative, right? Then there is a use cases. So it can generate text, right? It can interact. We can create interactive chatbots from GPT 3.5, and there is a language translation, same as Google Translator, right? So here we are in input output mapping. So what does it mean? So imagine you are handing a creative prompt to a genius artist and they wave your words into a masterpiece. So similarly generative AI models do. So there are 3 points I'll explain: how they process your input to to provide you the desired output. So first one is guided imagination. So your prompt acts as a guide, instructing the model on what to create, right? Then prompt context matters. So what does it mean? So the model interprets your prompt in the context of the data it learned, so ensuring relevant and coherent responses. Then the third one is from prompt to output. So prompt is uh, provide your output at creativity and the context. It will define the context of your output also. So and there is use case. So like creating creative writing. So create a good essay, I have to define a context for that. So I'll write a context like ki I want to create an essay on artificial intelligence. So provide this essay for 12th class students. And in this process, so I have to define a whole context for that. Then I got a desired output. Then in it also used in tech support chatbots, language translate, same as uh, GPT 3.5 as I discussed earlier. So as we discussed till now, the context is the main key of a prompt. So like think of context as a secret sauce that flavors over conversation. uh, so like if I know the background story of something, then I'll tell better, right? Same as with generative AI models. So we train the models uh, accordingly. So like chat gpt, so chat gpt trained on multi source data set, and it have all the context around those topics. So if I ask something like I need I want a essay, I want to create a essay, so it will provide me the essay because ChatGPT trained on that context. So the key points for the context matters is first one is contextual understanding. So if generative AI models interpret prompts better when previously input informs their current response. Then there is an enhanced coherence. What does it mean? It means context ensure that the model's output align with the ongoing conversation or narrative, right? Or the student which who want to ask a question. Then there is a navigating variations. By adjusting context, you can guide generative AI to produce a desired outcomes, right? So yeah, so far we discuss about generative AI models and its example, use cases, and how we can create a good prompt. So here are some example of generative AI model based on chatbots, so, right? So you can use them for your to enhance your productivity. They are available. So basically, all of them are available in on net except Cloud 2. So it's only available in US and UK, but you can use by a VPN. So and here we explored how this model learn, create and adapt to our prompts, and bring a new level of interaction or creativity to AI, and how you can use in your real life or in your company work. So in next module we will discuss about crafting effective prompts and how we can define a context better to get a desired output. So guys, stay tuned. Until then, subscribe our channel. Thank you. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section, and please like, share and subscribe our channel Techno Thinker. Have a nice day.